if you're, really struggling to make a choice,
Yeah.
it might be a signal that the opportunity itself isn't that great. If you've done your homework
Yeah.
and the investment makes sense, the decision should be...
Welcome to Bookhaven.
All right, everybody, welcome back. I'm excited for today because we are going deep into the minds of two of the most legendary investors ever. Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger.
The dynamic duo.
So through Alex Morris's incredible book, Buffett and Munger Unscripted, we get to take a look.
Yeah. Unscripted.
Into 30 years of their meetings.
Their shareholder meetings.
Berkshire Hathaway.
Berkshire Hathaway. It's amazing.
So what we're going to do today is unpack some of the biggest themes.
Absolutely.
And hopefully give you some insight into how these guys think.
Yeah, because, they built Berkshire Hathaway into this juggernaut of a company.
A juggernaut.
For a reason.
So, starting off.
Yeah.
Their investment philosophy.
Yes, their investment philosophy.
So these guys are all about
long term.
Long game.
They're not looking to make a quick buck.
They're not day trading.
No.
They want to buy and hold.
This is about compounding return.
Compounding.
Slow, steady.
This is like the tortoise and the hare.
They are the tortoise.
Slow and steady wins the race.
And that's what they talk a lot about in the book, and it really resonates with me, is this idea of intelligent capital allocation.
Okay, so intelligent capital allocation.
It sounds fancy, but work it out. It's very simple.
Okay.
You have a limited amount of capital.
Right.
You only have so much money to invest.
Let's say we had $100,000.
$100,000. You're not going to just throw that at every shiny object, every hot stock tip you hear.
No, absolutely not.
You want to be very discerning.
Put it to work.
Yeah, you want to put it to work, and you want to make sure every single dollar is working as hard as it possibly can.
You want it to make babies.
Exactly.
All right, so how do we do that?
So intelligent capital allocation means analyzing businesses, understanding their intrinsic value. So not just looking at what's the stock price today, what are the earnings this quarter, but thinking, okay, what is this business really worth? What are their long-term prospects? And then only investing in the businesses that you believe have a high probability of generating those solid returns over a long period of time.
So it's not just about picking a hot stock. It's really about
understanding
the business.
Understanding the business.
Yeah, the fundamentals.
And they give a great example in the book.
Oh, so many good examples.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, one of Buffett's most famous investments.
This is classic Buffett.
Classic Buffett.
But what's so interesting about that is that he doesn't just look at, okay, how much Coca-Cola are they selling this year? Or, what is their current price to earnings ratio or whatever.
Yeah.
He digs deep.
He looks at brand recognition, the
Yeah.
power of that brand. I mean,
Yeah.
Coca-Cola is recognized all over the world.
It's global. He's thinking about, the addictive quality of sugar. He's thinking decades ahead. What are the trends? What's going to happen in the future?
Just think about moats.
Moats, economic moats.
What is their competitive advantage? How are they going to prevent disruption?
And that leads us into the next big thing, is understanding market dynamics.
So market dynamics, okay, explain.
So the market is not always rational.
Never rational.
And Buffett and Munger, they acknowledge this. They say there are going to be times of irrational exuberance. There are going to be times of panic.
There's going to be bubbles.
Bubbles, crashes. The market is going to go up. It's going to go down.
But what you have to do is you have to ride those waves.
And that's why that long-term focus is so important. Because if you're investing in solid businesses that you understand, that have those strong fundamentals, you are more likely to weather those storms and come out stronger on the other side.
Yeah, I think
They even talk about
they talk about surfing.
surfing the wave.
You got to wait for the right wave.
You got to wait for the right wave, but when it comes, you ride it.
But the other thing is you got to know when to get off.
Exactly. And they're very good at that.
So moving on, I want to talk about management because
Yeah.
this is something that I find fascinating. Because it's one thing to pick a good stock.
Right.
It's another thing to pick a company with good management.
That's actually running the business.
How do they evaluate? How do they compensate?
Yeah. How do you find those great managers?
What do they look for?
So obviously competence is important. They want people who know what they're doing.
They want people who are skilled,
Right.
but that's not enough.
Not enough. They really, really emphasize the importance of integrity
Okay.
and shared values.
So they want someone who's Ethical.
They want someone who's ethical,
Yep.
someone who's honest, someone who's aligned with their long-term vision for the company.
They want someone who they don't have to babysit.
Exactly. They want people that they can trust.
So this is interesting. This is one of the things that, when I was reading the book, kind of blew my mind a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
They advocate for avoiding difficult decisions
Avoiding difficult decisions.
whenever possible.
It seems counterintuitive, right?
Yeah, because I feel like business is full of
Tough calls.
hard choices.
But here's the thing.
I mean, are they just being lucky? Like, are they just getting...
No, they're not lucky. I think this is where their genius comes in.
Okay.
They argue that if you're constantly agonizing over a decision, if you're, really struggling to make a choice,
Yeah.
it might be a signal that the opportunity itself isn't that great. If you've done your homework
Yeah.
and the investment makes sense, the decision should be relatively easy.
So you should be able to sleep at night.
Exactly. You should have conviction.
You're not sweating bullets.
If you're sweating bullets, you're probably doing something wrong.
And this is also why there's such big advocates of learning.
Oh, huge advocates of continuous learning.
Yeah. These guys are like the ultimate students.
I mean, Warren Buffett famously spends like 80% of his day reading.
Voracious reader.
Voracious reader. And they both believe in constantly expanding their knowledge base.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that these guys are at the top of their
I
game.
don't think they could just coast.
They could just put their feet up and, count their money. But they're not.
They're always learning. They're always trying to get better. And they stress the importance of reading widely, reflecting on your experiences, and being willing to adapt to new information.
And this is key because, the world is changing so fast.
The world is changing so fast.
Yeah.
And they believe that in order to be successful over the long term, you have to be a lifelong learner.
Yeah, and I think that that's one of the things that's so great about this book. It's structured in a way that's just so digestible.
It's very accessible.
They've taken, thousands of questions that have been asked over 30 years, and they've distilled them down into these really impactful responses.
It's like a crash course in their wisdom.
Yeah, it's like the best of it.
The best of.
Buffett and Munger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you don't have to, attend their shareholder meetings. You don't have to be a Wall Street titan. You can just pick up this book and start absorbing their knowledge.
And I think that one of the biggest takeaways for me,
Yeah.
and I think this is something that everyone listening can relate to, is that the best approach is often the simplest one.
Keep it simple.
And that's something that Buffett and Munger really emphasize throughout the book, whether you're investing, whether you're managing a business,
We're just managing your life.
or just managing your life,
Simplifying things.
simplifying things.
Can lead to better outcomes.
So what area of your life could benefit from that? Less is more philosophy.
Yeah. Is there something you're overcomplicating?
Or something that you could streamline.
Streamline. Simplify.
I think that that's something for everyone to think about.
Absolutely. Food for thought.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Grab Buffett and Munger Unscripted by Alex W. Morris, now on sale for just $33.47. Don't miss this chance to build good habits and achieve remarkable results. Click pre-order now today.
Like and subscribe for more Bookhaven podcasts.